Here's an Olympus series review part 2. I really loved the characters in the Heroes of Olympus series. Like, as I said in the last video, I wish that Rick had maybe expanded on some other people's storylines. But the new characters aren't bad either, and I covered why I loved Leo and Jason and Piper in the last video. So I'm going to talk about Hazel and Frank and why I just kind of get more into the plot of the story and just why it's amazing, other than, just saying it's Rick Riordan, and if you just, what else would you need past that? But, so, Frank and Hazel they're utterly adorable together, but besides that, Frank is, he's always struggling to feel like he, isn't good enough, or like he doesn't fit in because he's not what people are expecting him to be, which, what a lot of people don't understand is that that's not bad. It just means that, that person has different skills than the rest of you, and honestly, that could be a good thing. So, I don't know why everybody gives him such a hard time about it, but, he gets past it, and he's working on his problems. And then Hazel, she's got that curse thing where all the precious metals and jewels that she pulls out of the earth, if anybody uses it, they end up cursed. So that's just kind of her little problem. In both the Son of Neptune and the Mark of Athena, she's like slowly getting used to her powers and like learning to control it. And even more so in House of Hades, but we'll save that one for its video of its own. And I love these two because they're just have so many problems like piled up against them, and yet somehow, in some way, they always like manage to overcome it. And like, I know the other three do as well, along with, Percy and Annabeth, but we know more about Percy and Annabeth, so like we get them, and with all these new characters, it's hard. It's almost kind of hard for us to like really get to know them all that well. I just love how he's able to portray their characters in the best way that he can with as limited time and space as he can. So it's pretty awesome. And then I really love the Prophecy of Seven, and how Percy and Jason kind of swapped camps without really wanting to. They just ended up there. I loved it. Like, I felt really bad for them, and it's like, dude, Hera, you would totally do that. So it's just one of those things where you kind of look at it and you're like, oh wow, how in the world are you going to overcome that? And then you read it and then you're like, oh, was not expecting that, but it's really good. So, and then Rick Riordan always has these horrible cliffhangers. Like, I don't know how or when this started happening, but just, wow. Along with, if anybody's read, like, The Mark of Athena, or even, The Battle of the Labyrinth, like, both of those have horrible endings, along with The Son of Neptune. So, it makes you want to come back, but then also, on the other hand, it's like, I have to wait a year? I have to wait a year before I find out, and it's pretty maddening, and you have to find something in between then to, like, distract you, and sometimes it's really hard. I love it, but I've come to the conclusion that I am an emotional masochist. I put myself through this. Basically I'm a fangirl, basically. But hey, that's fine. I don't mind. It's fun. So, it's insane with Gaia rising and trying to take over, and it's just like, no, maybe you should just stay asleep, because I don't think anybody's gonna survive if you wake up. So yeah, I'm like, no, let's put her back to sleep. You know, she doesn't need to wake up. And it's really fun, like reading on how they have to go and do all this stuff, and it's just, I love how everything falls apart, and like some people are just barely managing to keep it together, and then Octavian's just a little shit all the time, and it's just like, dude, can I slap you? We got bigger issues to deal with. So that was the Heroes of Olympus series review part 2, and I am done, and you will get the House of Hades review, I don't know when, whenever I finish the book.